Hi everyone, this is Joe Rebelo, known to many of you in the internet martial arts world as Kenpo Joe. Today I wanted to go over an interesting video on an interesting topic and an interesting weapon or tool in the martial arts. And that is the 3-section staff. Now, I've done an earlier video on its use as far as my collection goes, and not so much in many years, over I think 11 years ago, I did some fundamental videos that have thousands, tens of thousands of individuals have watched over the years on YouTube. But I really wanted to go into the particular orientation of this particular weapon, talk about it a little more in detail, and also go on to the shorter version of this. Now, this is a fairly short version of the San Setsu Kon or the Sanji Guan 3-section staff. It's approximately, I want to say, between 20 and 21 inches in length. It's nowhere near as long as the traditional 3-section staff, which normally you would measure from your armpit all the way to the tip of your middle finger, or if you flexed inward, your armpit to your wrist. Obviously, this is shorter than that. It doesn't mean to say that you can't do a lot of the movements, but with a shorter weapon, you can also do many of the movements of the Urji Guan, or the Okinawan version of that, the nunchaku. Now, some people say nunchuck, because again, the Japanese, many times with the final vowel on a particular word, they may not say it. Like we may say, arigato gozaimasu, or arigato gozaimashita, they may say, or numbers, they might say, ichi, ni, san, shi. Ich, they'll take off that last vowel, according to the Japanese language and syntax. But that's not what we're going into. What we're talking about is the physicality of the actual physical movements in the weapon. So, again, I can do this, many of the movements with this particular weapon, but I'm going to go to something slightly shorter. And that particular weapon, now, again, here, you'll notice 3 links. And then the 2 connecting eyelets to the chain, or the rod, I should say. So again, from here, 1, 2, 3. And let's just go with some basic drills, shall we? So from here, we can block down, we can block up. And from there, see the hole? I'm going to punch through the hole. From the side view, as you can see, front view, a lot more difficult to see the length of the weapon, isn't it? I go back to center, I punch through, I turn to the side, as you can see, I'm back to center. Now, from here, our second drill, from up, down, I can block to this direction, or down, up, I can take this hand, punch through the hole, and instead of going horizontal, we'll go vertical. Side guard position, can you see? See the hole? Back to center. Now notice, if I hold this correctly, you can barely see the weapon. Only the tips of the 2 end rods you can see. That's the point. So again, if I step back to here and draw through side guard position, if I do it correctly, you should only see the pommels. But obviously, see the hole? We can trap and lock from there. So again, from here, I can punch through and strike to the side. Back to center, punch through, strike to the side. Now again, I'm not showing any footwork right now, only upper body action. And back to center. I can go side guard to center, side guard to center. Later on, I can also do my downward figure 8, strike with one end, come across, open, strike with the other end, across, open. From a side view, come across, strike, around, open, strike through the center, around, open, punch through the center, strike, open, and I can circle this motion. As you can see. Now, from here, again, we have different positions, different points of stance work and position work. Stance is obviously what we do with our feet. Positions are what we do with our upper body. Now from here, again, we showed you here. From here, we showed you here. Now, from this position, we can also go, see the hole? See the hole? I'll do that again. Here's the side guard. See the hole? Now, I'm going to take this rod, though, I'm going to bring it across my back. Now, if I hold it here and hold it here, can you see the length of the weapon? No. So, obviously, when I turn sideways, you can see the position like so, how it lays diagonally across my back. Now, from here, I simply bring it up over the top, go back to center. Side guard position. See the hole? Peekaboo. There's the trap. It's a diagonal action. If I hold it correctly here and hold it correctly here, you do not see the length of the weapon. That's the point. It is to hide, to obscure the lengths of the weapon by utilizing your body. Now, obviously, from here, I can use my body as a fulcrum, meaning I can use my shoulder or my waist and hip. If I use my shoulder, I can bring the weapon down and then bring it back the way it came. Down diagonally, back the way it came. Down diagonally, back the way it came. See how I grab that from there? Down diagonally, back across the shoulder. There's the catch. Down diagonally, right? Down diagonally, across, and there it is, right there. Pull my head out of the hole. All right. 1, 2, 3. And here's another action. Above and below. Above and below. From a side view, rolling over, pushing down, striking over the top, clearing above, punching underneath. Pushing down with one rod, coming over the top and striking in an uppercut action. Coming underneath, striking up, and then coming in with an uppercut action underneath. Over the top, underneath. Over the top, underneath. Over the top, underneath. Over the top, underneath. Now, if we understand these basic fundamentals, these are our points of reference. These are our positions from which we can defend ourselves. Now, from here, we have the major action besides a blocking action. Here's a drill for you. Up, down, across, side. Up, down, across, side. And again, what are we making? The box. 4 sides of the box. Up, down, across, side. Up, down, across, side. If we understand these basic drills and can organize them in a proper sequence, we will have what's known as, we call in our studio and in the martial arts, logical progression. And if you learn these particular drills in a logical, progressive fashion, it will be far easier for you to understand and not be overwhelmed by certain weaponry. But remember, these weapons were specifically taught to be taught in a specific order. So if you walk up to someone and say, hey, I want to learn hook swords, or I learn 3-section staff, they're going to ask you, have you learned this weapon, this weapon, this weapon, this weapon? No, but I want to learn 3-section staff. Really? There is a progressive learning cycle. In order for you to really get everything you want to out of that learning cycle, you really need to learn particular weapons in a particular order. But we're not doing that today, are we? No, we're not. But we're giving you some ideas you can play with. So now, again, here, I can cross these. I can block up with a cross action and then clear. I can block down with a cross motion downward and then clear. Opposite side, create that tension. Open, cross, create that tension. Open, cross up, pull taut, create that tension. Clear, cross, pull taut, create that tension. How exciting. Now, if you understand that, let's go on. So now, our next section we're going to go on to, there's many different drills we can do with that. We just want to give you some toys to play with for today. And our next section is going to be flailing. Now, again, you can flail with one section. You can flail with 2 sections. Another position. from this position, we're going to a couple simple basic drills. And we're going to use flailing. Again, that's what this is basically. It's a flail. So now, from this position, right? I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm going to take my front weapon, throw it in here, and catch the center rod. Palm up. And I can do a circus flailing motion down or up. Down or up. And I can use my bicep, tricep area as a fulcrum. I can bring it down, I can bring it diagonally across my shoulder. I can bring it down and bring it across the straight shoulder. Across, up, bicep, tricep. If I can do that, I can add a circle. If I can circle down, I can circle up. Ooh, did I do 2 circles here? 1, 2. Wow. Can I do 1, 2, 1, 2 up? Hey, what was that? Something else. So now, we understand the flailing motion. Using our bicep, tricep area, striking downward, coming across diagonally. Here's an inward, upward diagonal flail. Here's an outward, downward diagonal flail. Here's an upward vertical flail on my same shoulder, straight down. Here's an upward flail on my bicep, tricep area, and straight down. Here, I can make a figure 8, double circles in, double circles out, figure 8 the transition. Now, here's the cool part. What'd you do there? Well, I took my hand, I pushed it through and caught it. See the catch? I then can bring my hand palm up between my thumb and index finger and come back and strike again. Or I can catch it. And there's the Z, folks, or the N. Right? When you're looking at it, you see an N. Right? Up, diagonal down, up. Now again, from here, I can strike with this front weapon. I can block. To the side, with the entire length of the weapon, I can block with the contracted position. Going to a side position from there as well, all from this position. Now, the cool part about this, if I take a step back, I can flail it and go back down. Flail it around my head, catch it sideways like so. In some styles we call this the dragon's tail. If you've ever learned Mizong Kung Fu or the Lost Track System, it's all about an animal, whether it be a dragon or kimono dragon or an alligator, whose tail is going back and forth and sweeping away its footprints. So we can catch from this position and then step forward once again, go into my figure 8. I have numerous actions I can do. Right here, striking down or strike out, back up, around and down. And if I can move down, the opposite of moving up. I can make as many circles as I want to, come around my head, and now I'm in my next position. Both hands palm down. We call this position number 1. Both hands palm down. I can slide it down. Suddenly I'm Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon. Here's an upward block. Here's a downward block. Here's a side block. Here's an open block. Here's a cross block. Here's a side block. 2, across, clear. Hey, I could switch right to there, couldn't I? You bet I could. Up, down, across, back. Whoops, step back, side guard. Back to here, back to here, back to the hole. Hello. So now we look at our different positions and we go now from here with both our hands palm down, the key ingredient about a 3-section staff, we can fold it. And here we are, ready to fight. Now, from here, instead of catching palm up here, I catch palm down. I can extend the weapon. Now I can use the rod, and I can flail and catch under my armpit. I come up, I can come down. Up, down. Let's reverse that, shall we? Let's. So again, up, down, up, down. Now when I pin it, I can switch my grip to here, and now I can strike out and flail again. Wow, did you have a little twirl? Yeah, we'll talk about it another time. But here I can catch from here and strike. But here I can move across, back, and up. Note my hand is in an inverted position because originally we were in what? Position 1. Up. So from here, up, down, I switch my hand to palm up, and now I can strike and flail. I flip it up and catch, and I'm back to here. Fascinating. Now I know what you're saying to me. Well, you're only doing it with the left hand, Mr. Rebelo. I bet you can't do it with your right. And you'd be wrong. Again, from here, if I go to this side position, right? I can strike over the top. I can strike underneath. Hey, did we talk about that before? No. We should, right? Because again, can you really see the length of my weapon right now? No. So I can hit you over the top. I can hit you underneath. I can strike from the side. I can strike from the side and go the opposite way. I can strike you this way. Strike you with the side of the weapon, and then I can cross it over, and I can go over the top, underneath, strike with the side of the weapon. Over the top, underneath, strike with the side of the weapon. Aha! So, the question we mentioned about earlier is, can I do it with my right side? Of course I can. Don't be ridiculous. Right? Strike down, cross the shoulder, strike down, same shoulder, strike down, bicep, tricep, strike down, circle up, circle down, across, circle down, circle up. Of course I could do that. Told you. But these are certain drills that you can work on and practice and have some fun with. Again, with the major flailing actions, you can transition many of the movement that you learn with other weapons with this. Again, the beauty of it, it's a fairly short weapon. How big was the fish? Man, it was that big. It's a comfortable, and once you get the motions down, again, long range, short range, medium range, and again, you can utilize numerous fulcrums of the body. And learn the 3-section staff. Well, this is Joe Rebelo. I hope you had some fun. I hope you sit there and say, hey, I got to get one of these now. You bet you do. And you can make them yourselves. You can purchase them in different sizes from different companies. Again, have some fun with this. Go play. Play nice. And again, we can also do these with techniques as well. Really, Mr. Rebelo? Sure we could. I do Kenpo. We'll do 5 swords. Because the front right roundhouse, in this case, the guy's got a weapon in his hand. Because he doesn't, unarmed people don't tend to attack people with weapons. All right, occasionally they do. I don't say they're the smartest people for doing it, but they do occasionally. So I step in, I block, I strike, I thrust, I uppercut, I move his head out of the way, whap, I strike him in the back of the head. That's cool. 5 swords. I block in, I strike out, I thrust and uppercut, move his head out of the way, pow, hit him in the back of the head. Could I pick him up and strike underneath and do the extension and finish with the back kick? Yes, I could. That's the beauty of the art. So, there you have it. I have a couple ideas to work with. Have some fun with it. This is Joe Rebelo, known to many of you on the internet and martial arts world as Kenpo Joe. Until next time, keep training. Push the button, Joe.